everybody. Okay, so today's day 4 of trying my juicing challenge, and so surprised it didn't quite turn out the way that I thought it would. So I'm doing some things. I got a few learnings, and I have to do things a little bit differently. But what ended up happening is, I've been juicing with raw juice, and I have been using a juice from the store that had really low sugar content, like 1/3 of what you usually see in the different deliveries. So it looked like it was natural juice. It drank like natural juice, and then the day before yesterday, I just had the worst stomach pain. It was a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, and it lasted for like 18 hours. It was the worst thing ever. I could not move. And so, I was trying to figure out what is going on here. So the stomach pain was above my navel, and right below the sternum. So it was right there. And all sorts of things could be causing that. It could be you're having a heart attack. It could be you have stomach cancer. It could be you have peptic ulcer. It could be so many things. And so the big debate was, should I go to the hospital and just get this checked out right now? I know I have an appointment this coming week on Thursday, and so I had to kind of think it through and figure out what I was going to do. And historically, I've been able to deal with this with either Chinese medicine or diet or something. This time it seems like it was going really, really wrong. And juicing, I thought everything should get better, and it wasn't. I was getting more bloated, more gassy. Everything was just getting worse. And then I had this stomach pain, and my husband was so funny. He goes, I had tried everything and nothing was working. So then I thought, well, let's take Pepsid AC. That should work. We had gotten the pain to go from a 10 to an 8, so it was going down, but I wanted it to go away. And so I thought, well, maybe Pepsid AC will work. And so I took Pepsid AC, and that didn't work at all. That went completely sideways. The pain shot right back up to 10. And so now I'm like, oh, my life is over as I know it. And the next day, I was still in a lot of pain, but I was thinking it through, and I said to myself, what if this is a peptic ulcer? Then Tums should work for it, right? It shouldn't make it worse, and I was thinking it through, and I have horses. I've had horses my whole life. And I was thinking, what do I do to treat my horse when he has a peptic ulcer, or when he has ulcers? Not a peptic ulcer. They can have ulcers in a number of places, but how do I treat that? And I'm like, I usually use Pepto-Bismol. I give him Pepto-Bismol for 30 days. I kind of change his diet up, go to more cooling grains and things like that. And so, I said, well, I have Tums in the house, so let me try those. If this is an ulcer, that should make it better. So I tried the Tums, and I didn't want to get too ambitious, so I only tried 2 of them. It didn't make it worse, so that was a step in the right direction. So then I thought, well, let's go grab some Pepto-Bismol, and that is supposed to work for ulcers. So I ran over to the store, grabbed some Pepto-Bismol, and I tried it. And I was like, well, that does work. Okay, it reduced the pain. And so about 2 hours later, I took another dose, and that got rid of the pain. And I'm like, oh, So this whole stomach thing has probably been a peptic ulcer. Now, if you knew my life over the last 3 years, my husband and I, our life completely changed. We ended up really out of the blue having to become caregivers, and that was really, 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 really a trying situation, and it was very, very stressful. We ended up having to be 24/7 caregivers. We didn't really understand what we were getting into. There was legal issues, there were financial issues, there were health care issues, and all of these were just in a mess in the middle of nowhere. And we had to pick it up and figure it out and work through it. And neither one of us were prepared to do that. So it was learning through fire, and it was really, really tough. So I ended up with a lot of stress. I lost most of my family this year, and then I also lost my horse. So I went through this insane amount of stress that culminated at the beginning of this year when I lost everybody. And you're under stress and you have stomach problems, but you're under so much stress you don't really notice it. My husband and I have been working really, really hard to get over that stress thing, and now I really notice the stomach pain. So when the Pepto-Bismol worked, my whole thought is, okay, so this must be a peptic ulcer. Bonus. And that can be treated really easily in Western medicine with antibiotics. So I'm voting for peptic ulcer. But here's the thing is, I went on this juice fast going, that should clean everything out. That should really, really improve my digestion, and everything should be fine. Well, when you have this big raw gaping hole in your stomach, you cannot do raw foods, which explains why juicing was making this whole thing so much worse. So, okay, bad choice. Yet, information is critical because you make better decisions with information. So I'm guessing that I have a peptic ulcer. I'm guessing when I go in and talk to my gastroenterologist, that's what they're going to diagnose. I'm going to vote for the antibiotics. I want them to do the breath test, make sure that it's H. pylori, and then I want to do the antibiotics. I think it's important to know what it is you want. It's like going into negotiation when you go to see your doctor. You kind of have to know what you're thinking and what you want, and then go from there. Because what I've noticed is if you're not ready to negotiate when you go in to see your doctor, you get no care. They pretty much look at you, pat you on the head, and say, "Oh, here, try some Tums." And that's not a solution for me. So I have my game plan. I know what I want. But in the interim, this information also helped me rethink how I'm doing my supplements. So now I'm going to, if it's an ulcer, I need to focus on probiotics, I need to focus on enzymes, and then I need to focus on foods that rebuild the stomach. So I'm going to still try juicing. And now I can't do it the convenient way of getting it at the grocery store. I have to actually make it myself, which is super inconvenient. But I'm going to try it and see if I can do it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use cabbage and cucumbers to start out with, because cabbage is one of the best vegetables you can eat for rebuilding the stomach. And then cucumbers are really nice and cool. So, if you have a big gaping hole in your stomach, that's really cooling. It has the perfect blend of potassium and sodium. So it's almost like a really good electrolyte dump. So I'm going to try those two things in a juice, and I'm going to start that tomorrow. Today, I'm still just getting resituated, and we'll see how that works. So here we are, day 4 on my 30-day juice challenge, getting as much information as I can and moving from there. Okay, and until next time, I'll catch you on the other side.